Is Ben Simmons the true #1 overall pick for this year's NBA draft? Today's video I'm going to explain why or why not. Now this is a debate between Ben Simmons, Brandon Ingram, and Buddy Hield. Let's go over their stat lines. Simmons 19.3 points per game, averaging 12.0 rebounds per game, 5.2 assists per game. Now Ingram's is 17.2 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, 1.8 assists per game. And finally Buddy Hield. There's kind of a big difference in Hields than these other two. 25.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game, and 2.3 assists per game. Now I feel like the difference between these three, they have some talented players around them. I'll admit that for all three of them. Simmons has Keith Hornsby and Craig Victor and Porterman. Ingram has Grayson Allen, Plumlee. Hield has Spangler and Jordan Woodard, Isaiah Cousins. The thing that I'm worried about is Simmons is he doesn't take a lot of three-point shots. He doesn't attempt very many. In fact, he's only attempted 3 all season. Ingram, he can play all sides of the ball, and so can Buddy Hield. But if I was an NBA general manager and I had to choose one of these three to build my franchise around, honestly, I would choose Buddy Hield because he stayed all 4 years, unlike Simmons and Ingram are going to be that one and done, which I'm not a fan of the one and done. I'm more of a fan of players that stay for at least 3 years. And Buddy Hield has stayed for all 4 years of his college career, and I think it's going to pay off for him in the NBA. But as of right now, if there was no NBA draft lottery, the 76ers would have the #1 overall pick. I just don't feel like Ben Simmons fits the 76ers system. I feel like Brandon Ingram would be more of a fit. Because I feel like he'd be that big man that can get to the basket easier than Ben Simmons can. I think people are just overriding Ben Simmons. Let's take a look at if Ben Simmons was in last year's draft class. Let's see who would truthfully be the #1 overall pick. Let's just see who was all in last year's draft class. Karl Anthony Towns, Jahlil Okafor, Tyus Jones, Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, Kelly Oubre Jr. The list just goes on and on. We had Porzingis in there, who's making a case for Rookie of the Year. D'Angelo Russell. See, there was so much talent in last year's draft class that I don't think Ben Simmons would have been the #1 overall pick if he was in last year's class. Because there was too much talent in that class. Same thing with Ingram. I don't think he'd be a top 5 pick. Even though Duke won the championship last year, I just don't think he would have gotten a top 5 pick. I don't think he would have gotten the credit like Okafor and Tyus Jones did. With Buddy Hield, I think he probably would have been a late first round pick if he would have came out last year. But since he stayed, he'll be at least a top 10 pick in my opinion. And Buddy Hield, he can shoot the three-pointer. I think the NBA is evolving to having to shoot the three-point ball. Because Buddy Hield kind of reminds me a little bit of Steph Curry. Not afraid to shoot the three-pointer. Just needs to make one three-point shot and he'll start to get hot. Ben Simmons is reminded of people of LeBron James. But to be LeBron James, I feel like he has to attempt a lot more three-pointers. Brandon Ingram kind of reminds me a little bit of a Dwight Howard in type of way, or James Harden. But I feel like if I was a GM, I would take Brandon Ingram over Ben Simmons. Because Brandon Ingram shoots the three-pointer. Ben Simmons, we don't know if he can shoot the three-pointer. He's only attempted 3 all season. But from an overall standpoint, I would want Buddy Hield on my team. If I had to rank these players in order, I would choose Ingram, Hield, and Simmons. Well, that's going to do it. Please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel. My next shoutouts is when I reach 200 subscribers. I'll see you in my next video.